Bitch, I'm God, I'm the Alpha and Omega. I'm the ancient of the days. I'm the Rahman Rahim. And you don't know where I come, you don't know from where I came. All you know is I am one with many aspects, different names. Then one day the thought formed into a word inside my brain. Then I said let it be. Then next thing I heard a bang. Then I split up into infinite dimensions with a chain. Now we're all interlinked. We are a one and the same. Persona to me. So me and Jamie, it was like having Jerry Rice and Randy Moss as wideouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We played quarterback in the scene. That actually that scene, that sketch is called Main Man. That sketch is really Rain Man, but black.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah. So he played the Tom Cruise one, and I played Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah. Who did Keenan do most of the writing, or did y'all do writing for the sketches and stuff? And how much of it was what's the word I'm looking for? How much of it was freestyling and stuff like that?
I'd say about 60% of it was freestyle. 70. Yeah. But we worked hard on the material, so you knew your plays, but you knew them so good you can improvise. And it was a game between us to stump the other person. So they'd be saying their line, and then you flip it on them in the camera, so they can't laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I did to Martin when I did the Varnell Hill show.
That shit was classic.
I flipped on him. You know what I mean? Because he was like, "You ain't never done TV like this, blah blah blah." And I said, "All right, I'm gonna show you how I do TV." So when we did that scene, I did the freak on him. Never missing a beat. Yeah. I thought the freak. Doom, 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 doom. Not just knee deep, she was on the G deep when he did a freak with Mary.
Talk about that. That was one of my top 3 episodes of all time. Martin with Varnell Hill.
Yeah. We hit the sidewalk at the same time from DC. So we've been like that from jump, And so when one of the writers from In Living Color was his executive producer. So they called and said, "We got this character, man. We want you to come in for." So I went in and did the character, and it was a perfect character. But here's what's really cool. Me and Martin are executive producing the show on BET. And all I can say about it is, did you miss me?
Uh-oh. This is coming.
That's all I can say about it. Did you miss me?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Can't wait for that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Guarantee on air, too. Did you miss me?
So we got a little inside information just now. It's fair to say.
Hey.
And we appreciate that, Mr. Davidson. Thank you.
Yeah. So can you talk
about you with it? Come on now.
Appreciate it, definitely. Can you talk about Robert Townsend and his influence on your life and career?
Yeah, Robert broke my career. He broke me in to the business. I think I'm one of the very few pieces of talent in the whole town that got all my opportunities from black men. Robert put me on TV for the first time. Then Arsenio came and put me on his show. You see? Then I did a pilot with Eddie Murphy, Coming to America, where I played his little brother. And then I did In Living Color. That's 4 the hard way. And then Sinbad let me go on tour with Anita Baker and Luther Vandross. That's 5 on the black hand side. I got 5 on it.
Yeah.
You said a couple times on here, and I've heard you say in previous interviews that you were the Michael Jordan of comedy. Now, there's LeBron, there's Shaq, Bill Russell, Wilt. It's only one fucking Jordan. Right. And we don't debate it here. We all know that the GOAT is Jordan. Now, there's some comedy heavyweights out there. For you to call yourself the Michael Jordan of comedy, what makes you say that?
I base it on the versatility. Who can do what? And who does it all? Who can do what and who does it all? You see, I base it on that. Defense, offensive rebounds, steals, free throws, 3-pointers, dunks, running the rock, running the offense. Huh?
Yes, sir.
I credit it for that. With Jordan, you start to branch off into the tree, right? Kobe had his shooting skills, right?
You can go on and on and on. You know, Vince had his dunking skills. Everybody had a piece of him. You know, he's like Bruce Lee. You know, the center of martial arts. Everybody, there's karate, there's judo, there's all these different types. But he was all the types at once. That's what I base it on.
Who were some of your influences before you got started in comedy?
Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder. I was really off into music.
Okay.
Those were my influences. Richard Pryor was one of my primary influences in comedy, but I didn't want to do comedy then when I was a kid. I wanted to do music. You know, I thought even at the age 11, 12, I thought that if I was a comedian, nobody would take me serious. Even back then, I thought that. I don't think that now.
Yeah. Let's talk about, I want to transition real quick into something more serious other than comedy, and that was social justice that we see going on right here in America. It's a very interesting time in 2020 that we're getting to look at a lot of social injustice being brought to living rooms that wasn't typically brought to in the past. Now we're seeing it everywhere. What's your thoughts on everything we're seeing right now?
It's an illusion. You know, we're just being presented an illusion as Black people, as Africans worldwide. We're being presented an illusion. You know, how do you hold back people that outnumber you? It's got to be mental.
Yeah.
Right. So since we ran the whole world for 8 years flawlessly, they said, well, that's just one of them, and there are billions of them. So this time, why don't we just throw everything at them but the kitchen sink to make them think that they can't do that again?
So
we're right where we're supposed to be. We're not thrown back. We're not going back in time. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're doing exactly what we're doing. We're blowing up. We're becoming economic powers. We're starting to work together, and we ain't harming nobody. That's the main thing. We're not harming anybody. We're the ones that have been harmed for 400 years, but yet we're not doing that back to them. We're doing it in self-defense. And that's all. If anybody is the graceful people, if anybody is the forgiving people out of all Americans, it would be us. And I think that really intimidates them. I was proud of us the last time they shot that boy in the back in front of his kids, and we didn't riot. You see? Because that's the main thing that's going to throw us off our focus. If we put all our energy into negative, then we can't continue the positive. My great-great-grandmother pushed shit out of a pig's intestines so I can grow up nice and strong. I'm her greatest accomplishment.
Trump or Biden?
You know, Biden, I'd like to see that. But politics are out of our hands. We can vote and go do the things that we need to do. But there was something called the Tilden-Hayes Compromise after the Civil War. And what happened was, I can't remember which presidential candidate had cheated on the voting. So there was going to be another civil war. Like they was getting ready to get into it again because of this. Then they went in a closed door session and did the Tilden-Hayes Compromise. And what they did was the Democrats said, you know what? We're going to let the Republicans be the president. But what we want in exchange is to remove all the federal troops out of the South. And that's what started Jim Crow. That's what started the lynchings. That's it. They agreed on that. So they said, okay, cool. Took the troops out, and then we were with no help. So they carry on that way. You know, Stevie Wonder said it best. Well, we are sick and tired of hearing your song, telling how you're gonna change right from wrong. But if you really want to hear our view, you haven't done nothing. Jackson 5, come on now, sing, cause it do up.
You said that.
Marinate.
You said 8 years.
Yeah, because if we can get them to just be talking about what they're going to do on social media, then we ain't got to worry about them doing You see, if we're on there, man, this, that, that, then we're not spending time locking down businesses, locking down real estate, locking down relationships with other African countries. You know what I mean? We're busy doing that. You know, you don't see Koreans or East Indians or Persians doing a whole lot of talking on no social media. They're out there owning liquor stores, grocery stores, and usually they're in our neighborhoods. See, and now a lot of times they ain't even that nice. So how did I get in a position where I'm going to a Korean grocery store or a Vietnamese grocery store, and I'm being treated that way when I was the very one on the front lines in Vietnam, helping them defend against them. I was on the front line in Korea, helping them defend against them. How I get in this position? See, I got some for them. I got the truth. I ain't trying to beat nobody.